So today we're covering the physical geography of Oceania, and as Farah mentioned, she has mentioned variation in the climate. We have tropical climate, subtropical climates. We have the warm and humid climate. Why do we have different kinds of climate in Oceania? Because we have different elevation, wind, and ocean currents. So this is the answer for the first question. What factors affect climate in Oceania? It will be different variation like elevation, wind, and ocean currents. If you'd like to write the questions in order to use them while studying. So this is the first question, guys, okay? Next question, Papua and New Guinea climates. Next question will be to compare between Papua's New Guinea's climate and the climate of the smaller islands. As I mentioned yesterday for the physical students in the class, that Oceania is divided into two parts. It is one island divided into two divisions or parts. The first part belongs to Indonesia, and the second part is called, it is independent, and it is called Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea. So now we're going to be comparing between two different regions in the same area, between Papua New Guinea and between the smaller islands. So I will give you 1 minute to read and compare between Papua New Guinea's climate and the smaller islands. I will choose two. One will represent Papua New Guinea and the other one will represent the smaller islands. So I have Uta. Uta, you can start with the Papua New Guinea. And okay, Hannah, tell me about the smaller islands. Do you need time, guys, or I proceed directly? Yalla, Ahmed, go ahead.
Only.
Ahmed, there is a problem with your mic. We can't hear you very well. Ahmed?
Mr. Ahmed is in the toilet.
Is someone sitting with him? Okay, Hannah, please, can you proceed with the Papua New Guinea's climate?
Okay, miss, 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm waiting. And Laura, you can tell us about the smaller islands.
Okay.
Yes, يا هلا.
لسه حضرتك سألت عني؟
Yes, I asked it for you, but no problem يا أحمد. I know that you were in the bathroom.
ماشي شكرا.
Yes, miss. The Papua New Guinea has a tropical and a highland climate.
Okay.
It is divided into two parts. The lowland areas have warm to hot temperature, and the highland have a cooler temperature than the lowlands. In the Papua New Guinea climate is wet. It have rain falling on island annually. February is the month with the most rainfall, and July has the least.
Thank you. The last thing is the monsoon.
Rains are common. And they have also the dense forests, grow well in the warm and wet conditions.
Thank you very much. So Papua New Guinea actually's climate is has like two climate zones. We have the tropical and the highland. The lowland areas have warm and hot temperature. The highland regions are much cooler. If we're talking about the average of the rainfall, you'll find that it has rain falling on the island annually. February is the month with the most rainfall actually. July is the least. So we have February is with the most rainfall and July with the least. Also, we have monsoon rains, which are common. And of course, we have studied in the physical geography that they have very dense rain forests that also grow well in the warm weather. Laura, let's continue with the climate of the smaller islands.
In Oceania, they have in the islands they have tropical and subtropical climates, and in some islands they have climate for rest of the year. And Oceania's island they receive the most large rainfall, and the islands located in the north they have wet seasons from May to November, but the islands located in the south they have the wet season from December to April. Rainfall, there's a wind called typhoons, and it's a very strong winds, and it sometimes break down the trees and houses.
Thank you very much, Yalura. So the smaller islands are a little bit different from the Papua New Guinea. Why? Because they are scattered throughout Oceania. They all have tropical and also subtropical climate. The temperatures on the islands are generally warm throughout the year, but Oceania's island receive large amounts of rain. So if you have similarities between Papua New Guinea and between the smaller islands, both of them receive rains. Okay, but one is annually and it is the most in February and the least in July. But this is one is totally different because it receives large amount of rain. They have also seasonal rainfall pattern which determine the island's wet season. Okay, wet season means the time of the year which heaviest rainfall. Also, the islands are located north of the equator, so it will also have like hot weather. Um, but they have the wet season from December to April. The rainfall pattern occur under normal conditions. Heavy rains can also be caused by storms as typhoons. And yes, as typhoons. And typhoons cause intense wind and powerful waves, which are capable of toppling trees and houses and eroding islands shore. Okay, so mostly we have also monsoons, we have rainfall, we have the tropical and subtropical type of climate, but what we have extra is that they have typhoons, and typhoons can cause intense wind and powerful waves, which are capable of toppling trees and houses and eroding the island's shore. The only another common thing between them is the monsoon, but over there or in Papua New Guinea, you find the monsoon all over the region, but down in the smaller islands, it is only only Yap is affected by the monsoon winds. Okay, that's it for the climate. So I'd like to ask someone, Hannah Yasser, you're here?
Yes.
Hannah, can you tell me
Miss, can you
about,
hear me?
yes, actually I can. Can you tell me about again, about the climate of Papua New Guinea?
Papua New Guinea, it has two climate zones, which are the highland and the tropical. The lowlands, which the lowlands are warm and hot, have warm and hot temperatures, but the highland regions, they have much cooler temperatures. Because the average daily temperature of lowland can reach to 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and the daily average temperature of highlands in the mountains would be 23 degrees Celsius or 73 degrees Fahrenheit. It's Papua New Guinea's climate is wet. It has an average of 114 centimeters of rain, or 45 inches uh, every year. Also in February has the month of the rain. Most rain, and July is the least. Also, monsoons are common. Monsoon rains are common. They also have the dense forests. They are warm, and they have wet conditions, and um they are found in abundance, which I mean a lot, yani, and they cover much of the land. And also They experience occasional doubts caused by the El Nino.
Okay. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Um, let's see. Adam Sadat, tell me about the climate of the smaller islands.
Okay, miss. They have warm temperatures throughout the year. They also receive seasonal rainfall, which determines their wet season and how much rain they receive. Most of these islands are located above the equator. Mm, Islands that are south of it have a wet season from December to April. Also, these patterns occur under normal conditions. They can sometimes receive storms, typhoons caused by the heavy rain which they receive. Uh, or specifically, typhoons are powerful and they are capable of toppling trees and houses and eroding shores. Only Yap Island is affected by monsoon winds.
Okay. Thank you, Adam, very much. Let's move back to the next part, which are the resources of Oceania. Also, if we're going to be talking about the resources of Oceania, we're going to be comparing between Papua New Guinea's resources and the resources of the smaller islands. But before we do the comparison, who can talk about the resources of Oceania or read a part of the resources of Oceania in general? Let me see. Okay. Ritage.
Yes, miss.
Can you please read the first part about the resources of Oceanians? And we
Okay,
answered this question, what natural resources do the islands of Oceania possess?
okay. Most of Oceania's islands are small, limited land area limits the amount of natural resources, such as minerals to be found on land. Still, the islands have some valuable resources that the islanders trade or sell are essential to the island's economies.
So that answers our reason, our question. Actually, because Oceania's islands are very small and they have limited area, this could help or this have actually caused the limitation of the natural resources, such as the minerals which are found on land, and the islands have some valuable resources that the islanders trade or sell. So mainly, their economic activity will be like trading. So I want to compare between Papua New Guinea's resources and the resources of the smaller islands. So who can take this part and who take the other part? Okay, who can take the first part and we can take the second part? Dobulina, can you tell me about Papua New Guinea's? Dobulina, okay. And Bomika, you will be talking about the second part. Yeah, Dobulina, go ahead. Tell me about Papua New Guinea's resources.
One more miss.
What? Papua New Guinea's resources. Hmm? Huh?
They
I'm
have
waiting. Go
many
ahead.
natural resources such as gold, copper, timber, fish, and petroleum and natural gas. And as Papua New Guinea is a small island, they have many resources and they benefit the nation's economy.
Hmm? Okay, Okay, so as she mentioned, Papua New Guinea's resources, it is the independent nation of Papua New Guinea. As I told you before, that Oceania has two divisions. Also, it is one island. The first one belongs to Indonesia, but the second one is independent region, which is called Papua New Guinea. So it has natural resources such as gold, copper, timber, fish, petroleum, and natural gas, which is compared to the island size. If you compare the island size to all of these minerals, you'll find that Papua New Guinea's natural gas, it is very, actually it's a lot. Also, Papua New Guinea's natural gas reserve discovered fairly and recently. So they are large and they have potentials to benefit the nation's economy. So it is rich with the resources. If we're going to be summarizing the resources, it will be again gold, copper, fish, timber, petroleum, natural gas, and natural resources, natural gas, which has been recently discovered. Okay, resources of the smaller island. Bomika,
Yes, miss.
go ahead and tell me about the resources of the smaller island.
Yes, the smaller islands, they have some very important resources, and they trade it with the international market. The limited land area is one reason for this, and the other reason is the lowlands. They have a lot of corals, but they do not have the rock foundations. They are deep layers of large deposits of metal ores such as gold. They also have wind power,
Mhm.
and the people that live in the rural areas have started to use solar power. Wind and solar power are renewable and they are healthy for the area because they do not pollute.
All right.
And they also have a lot of trees, which helps them produce rubber, timber, and other products.
Okay, Bomika, thank you. Guys, who can complete this part? Laura,
Yes, miss.
can you tell me again about the resources of the smaller islands?
Okay. In wait, in the okay, sorry. In the Oceanias, they have few natural resources. One reason is because of the limited land, and another reason is because of the low islands. They don't have rock foundation, and if you dig down in the layers of rock, you can find gold. And also in New Caledonia, they made a new technique for the wind power by building large stands of wind turbines. And also this technique is spread to other islands also. And the people living in those islands, they are using now solar powered lightings in their homes, and also they are renewable. And in Oceania, the high islands, they have large trees, so they are used by timber, rubber, and other products. And in some islands, they have they have poor soil. That's why they have difficulty in farming. And also in most islands, they use fish for their food.
Thank you very much. Okay, so again, I want all of you please to compare the resources of Papua New Guinea and the resources of the smaller islands. I want the crash, okay?
Yes, miss. Can you repeat the question?
I'm gonna repeat it, don't worry, but I'm choosing another one with you. Abdullah. Abdullah Rashwan. Abdullah's here.
Yes.
Okay, please, you and the Crash are going to be comparing the resources of Papua New Guinea's and the resources of the smaller islands. Crash, you start with the resources of Papua New Guinea.
Okay, miss. Okay. The resources of Papua New Guinea is gold, copper, timber, fish, and petroleum and natural gas.
Uh-huh.
And it's compared to the island size.
Okay, also they have natural gas reservoir, which has been discovered recently. Thank you. Abdullah, talk about the resources of the smaller islands, please. Abdullah,
Yes.
go ahead. Resources of the smaller islands. Abdullah, are you facing any difficulty? Hmm? Abdullah, do you know the answer or should I move to another one?
Mr. Abdullah is saying he's speaking, but we cannot hear him.
Jana Gouda? Jana Gouda,
Yes.
can you tell me about the resources of the smaller islands?
They have natural resources for trading.
Mm-hmm. Complete, huh?
They Another reason is low islands, and they are based on the coral, and they do not have the rock foundations. The coral is about like it's formed from deep layers of rock that deposits of metal ores, just as gold. And New Caledonia is also developing wind. They're developing the wind power by building the wind turbines.
Yes. Thank you very much, Yajana. Okay, guys, today we have finished the whole lesson of the physical geography of Oceania. So this week on Sunday, we have finished the life lesson, the life in Australia, which we're going to be having a quiz on next week. And we have finished also the physical geography of Oceania. So today, at the end of the day, you'll be finding an assignment about life in Australia, which you will have due date Saturday night. And on Sunday, you'll be finding another assignment about the physical geography of Oceania, which will have a due date till Wednesday. Okay, so you have two assignments to be covered. Two assignments to be covered. Please make sure that you finish all of your assignments. Also, this week I will be uploading a note for your project because the project will be the week after this week. And the week is going to start on 14th of March is the last week. Then the week after will be the project week. I will be uploading a note which will have all details about the project, especially for the online students. Okay, please check the note to find out more about your project, your assignments, and everything. Anyone want to ask any question? All right, guys. See you, inshallah, next time. Okay, bye.